Ladies and gentlemen of the association, welcome to the LRMA office. I would be shooting this in my shoe room right now, but it's gutted, and the men's locker room at my club is being renovated. By the way, behind me is the 16th hole at Cypress Point, one of my favorite holes, and one that's definitely on my bucket list to play. As I mentioned in the last page of the July 1st issue of the newsletter, I've been thinking about starting a community for locker room managers and attendants with the LRMA at its center. It will mean taking the association in a new direction rather than just sending out thoughts and monthly newsletters, and it's got me pumped up. Prior to this, I've not given much consideration to having a space for our community to grow together throughout the entire year. Of course, it's something I've always wanted for the association, but I never gave it much thought. However, one or two of you have told me that you really would like to get to know other LRMA members and connect as a community. I agree, and that's a big part of the reason the association is headed in a different direction. Like you, I've noticed that there are platforms that will allow us to share thoughts and ideas and even solve problems. Members of our advisory board and I will be using Facebook to provide live seminars on many topics, and we'll use Zoom and other platforms to meet monthly to connect with all of you. Further, we can use that time to either vent or the frustrations and joys of the job and talk about that. I'd really like to be able to vent, and I know you would too. Now for a little bit of the backstory of how this happened. I recently asked myself, how can we become more connected as a community of locker room managers and attendants across the country? In other words, I felt like our organization needed a vision. Put another way, we need a success path. What is that path? Let me explain that to you briefly. This is what I call the LRMA success path. As you'll see, it says on the top. Now, what we want to do is look at where you start when you first begin the journey as a rookie. This arc takes you all the way over to where you become a master. Let me explain in a little more detail. The rookie is obviously the person just starting on the job. He has only a few months experience, maybe not even a year. If someone is training him and showing him the ropes, it's much easier for him to understand the routine he needs to have to take care of the amenities, how to do the proper shoes, how to track lockers, etc. What I've seen happen over the years is that the veteran locker room manager dies or retires suddenly, and a person has to take over, and they just kind of throw him into the shoe room, and they say, go ahead and figure it out and do the best you can. Either way, you're going to get a different start to the profession. Obviously, if you don't get any training, it's going to be hard. You're going to start out with a difficult set of circumstances. Number two is the journeyman. He's been around the club for several years, probably built good relationships with members, maybe even played golf with them a few times. He knows what they need in terms of their amenities. He's proactive in his service, provides things before they're needed, and he's also there for them for whatever they need, whether it's a shoe care, amenities, he'll do it on the spot and make sure everybody's taken care of. Now, number three, the veteran, he's the one that's been there even longer, maybe a decade and a half. He understands his members even better than the journeyman. He's talked to them more times, greeted them more times, done hundreds of shoes for each person since he's been there, and he's very well trusted. In fact, he might be one of the best employees in the entire clubhouse. He understands shoe care, and there's nothing that really throws him about getting a new shoe in. He can do it, even if it's made of a different material. Now, the master in stage 4, he's been there for 30 to 35 years, perhaps even 40 to 45 years. Now, for myself, I've been a locker room manager for 35 years. I've worked on shoes for another 10. That gives me 45. But that doesn't mean I don't have a lot to learn, because I do. There's always new shoe products. There's always new techniques. And even if you find yourself having spent years at your club and you're a master, there's still plenty to learn. So what I want to do in this program that we're talking about is take you on this arc, this transformational arc, all the way over to the point that you're a master. And it doesn't matter where you start on this chart or where you find yourself. We want you to end up at master, provide the best possible service that you can in your club, and be one of the shining lights compared to every other department at your club. So that's the success path, and is what we'll be focusing on as we go forward. Now, I'm going to also show you something else very briefly, and this is just the curriculum for the next year that you will be covering and going through. It includes so many different modalities, I can't go over them, but video, interviews, webinars are just among some of them. As your president, I can't stop thinking about where a community dedicated to mastering our profession could lead us in 1 year, 3 years, or 5 years from now, and what the results could be in our locker rooms for our members and guests. That's what gets me excited. It's the progress we would make by staying together with such a tight focus. That's what fires me up. Here's what I'm very clear on. I repeat, I cannot do this alone. If you join the LRMA in this new path as a founding member before August 1st, and you're willing to help contribute ideas on how we can make this the best place to support locker room managers and attendants as they move towards mastery in every aspect of the profession, then the association is willing to extend a very special founding member annual fee. The fee for the founding membership will be $20 a month or $240 annually. And when you join as a founding member, you'll be locked in at that price for as long as you remain a member in good standing. Here's the best part though. I'll be providing you with the only means that will allow you to master the profession by providing you and your staff with a free bonus that will be sent to you over the next year. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. Please note that when the fee for a membership is extended to the general public on the 3rd through the 10th of 2022, the starting annual fee for the founding membership will be $40 a month with an annual fee of $480. No bonus product will be sent, so sign up as soon as you can. Join no later than August 1st, 2021 as a founding member, and your price will be locked in, as I said. You'll be locked in to the founding member annual fee for as long as you remain a member. So even when the LRMA rolls out this to the general public at a higher rate, your price will always be the discounted founding member fee. It all begins today. And years from now, we'll look back on this and say, do you remember when we took the association in a totally different direction and what difference it's made? Become a founding member. Join the LRMA. Get started down the success path that will allow you to become a master locker room manager. Have your club get your check made out to the LRMA or Locker Room Managers Associations in before August 1st. You only need to be sure that the envelope is stamped with a date on or before August 1st. Your fee will not be due again until December 31st, 2022. The address is on the screen. If you need to pause here to write it down, go ahead and do that. To pay for your membership immediately by credit card, which I'd strongly suggest, click on the following link you see on the screen below me, but click on that same link in the description below the screen and follow the directions I'm about to give you. Remember, you can pause the video or rewind if you miss a step. Step number 1 is click on the white arrows to the right of the subscribe capsule on the bottom left of the form. Number 2, choose founding membership, $240 USD yearly, highlight and click. Number 3, click on the subscribe capsule. Number 4, click on the click here to pay with a debit or credit card bar and follow the directions. Finally, I want all of you to know that if you want to continue your membership as is with the current annual fee, you're certainly welcome to do so. And I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for their support over the years, whether you've been a member for a few months or even over a decade. However, as I noted above, the benefits of becoming a founding member and utilizing the new resources to become a master of the profession are invaluable. In short, you and your club should not pass this up. We are going to create a community for locker room staffers that you need to be a part of. Finally, I know that some of you may be hesitant to ask your supervisor for money for training. If you send him or her this video, I think they'll understand just how important this is, and that it's a community and an organization much like the CMAA or Club Managers Association of America. Before I close, I want to let you know that for each LRMA member club that signs up for a founding membership for $240, of that amount, $15 will be donated to the Folds of Honor, a charity for veterans that provides scholarships to families that have lost loved ones or been disabled in military conflicts all over the world. Please see the website at www.foldsofhonor.org. Last time the association did this, we donated over $1,000 to a veterans charity. Let's do that again. Thanks so much for your time, and I'll let you know when I receive the fee from your club. The first email starting you and your staff down the success path toward becoming a master will be on Monday, August 2nd. Talk to you soon, and I'll be in touch when I receive your fee.